I need to turn a light on too. Hey, Charlie boy.
Wow. What is going on? I don't like this.
Uh-oh. Sorry, guys, for the mess of things back here. It's a little cray. So we're going live. I might actually not be able to do the Instagram live from like a very good angle because my poor little phone had this really great networking event this morning with the with the LAX Chamber of Commerce. But alas, I did it from the boat on Zoom. And you know how that goes. It totally munched my the loveliness that is my phone battery. So I think we will go like that. Checking connection. Oh, let's see.
Lovely.
Oh. Okay, for some reason it turned me off. Oh, paused. Okay. Wait, we go this way? Ha ha! Oh, look, it's giving me cute little thingies on my face. Do we want that? Decided to filter this, peeps.
We love filtering.
Here, wait, you come in here too. Will it do it to both of us at the same time? No.
No, how racist.
I know. That is. It's racism. That's all. That's all there is to it.
Sorry, guys.
Hi.
Connections are just kind of like getting a little wanky.
Wonky. Who all is on right now? Identify yourselves. No? Okay. Can't do anything about it. So, cool. If you guys want to be incognito, you can be incognito. I need to figure out a way to not let this tip. Because it's feeling top heavy right now. Because do you see it slowly dipping? Because I have the other.
That's me at the club, slowly dipping.
Best boating supplies says wonky. Hi.
There go all our cameras. Let me angle this up.
We forgot the bowl.
Yes, the bowl and our palomas.
So I started drinking my paloma already.
Oh, she got a head start. I got to catch up, guys. Love that.
You made that really good. That's really good.
Did I?
Mm-hmm.
Love that. See, I have my little bartender cocktail.
I love your outfit today so much.
Thank you.
I love it so much.
Thank you. The shirt's a large, but I'm trying to get into it.
No, it looks good. I would not have said, oh, that's too big at all.
I know, right? You know what? Secrets I've never said out loud. The shirt actually goes down to my knees.
Wait, you're supposed to save that for the other thing.
I know.
That's the other thing we do.
Our other show.
Okay, bowl. Hold on again.
Bowl. Love it.
So.
Oh, kick something. Hopefully it's not the dog.
No, he's over here.
Okay.
He did he's very excited about these wedge fries that we got at potato wedges we got at Jimmy E's.
Our favorite client, Jimmy E's.
Mm-hmm. You can't say that. Some of the other clients will be jealous.
And then they'll fight each other in the comments like they used to.
Yeah, exactly. We need to get that started again. That's funny. All right, ready?
Yes.
While Chris is picking, we're doing a panel for the Long Beach Chamber of Commerce along with Leslie Smith, and that's going to be March 31st. So get on Long Beach Area Chamber of Commerce's Instagram or their website and sign up for that stuff.
Our question is, what content is great for LinkedIn? Yeah, we got any linkers in the house?
LinkedIn? Hi, Juan. Hi, Will.
So, Erin.
Yes.
What do you say about what content do you think works in LinkedIn?
I know that longer form text works better in LinkedIn than most other places.
Right.
And also video is trending upward on LinkedIn, but only certain types of video. I know that explainer videos are doing better on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And also stuff that's a little more organic and impromptu, like phone videos talking about a specific subject. Stuff that doesn't do well on LinkedIn, Reels and TikTok, from what I understand.
Yeah.
Repurposing Reels and TikTok doesn't do very well at all.
I completely agree.
What about you, Chris?
So definitely long form text and articles and anything.
Articles. I forgot about articles.
Anything newsy. If you guys have like an article or a newsletter to put out, LinkedIn is a great place for you to like chop that article up into pieces and release a bit at a time, so you can capitalize off of having content to be distributed throughout the week. That's a great thing to use it for. Another good thing to use it for, like you said, explainer videos, infographics. People really like to be able to look at infographics while they're on their LinkedIn, or not so much the lengthy infographics, but like a good square infographic, because they're shareable. You know what I mean? People like content on LinkedIn that's shareable. I always get my emails like 19 times a day about like, oh, someone shared their thought on this. Someone shared their thought on that.
That's a little annoying.
And it's
I probably should
like
descale the number of those that I'm getting.
Right. And it's all, but like it is always something shareable.
Yeah.
But it's also information that they're largely sharing. Whether it's like an update, whether it's a release, whether it's like anything like press. You know what I mean?
It's kind of the king of reposting, right?
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything that's relevant to your clients, really. I mean, because you're not so much posting lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
Stay away
absolutely
from
no lifestyle on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Not the place for it.
I always feel bad because this camera can barely see you. That was a short question.
It was a short question.
I think we need to pick another one. Or you guys have 10 seconds to give us a question. 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. No takers? Oh, nobody has a question.
Okay. Second question.
Okay. Our bowl's running low.
Not a good question.
I feel like we've done that one so many
times.
Wait, so we could do that though, since we already picked it. Because I think I have something else to say on it.
She has more things to say.
We can just take it to, and we're keeping ourselves honest. We actually answer the question that we pick from the bowl every time.
Yes.
Because the reason that video does well, there's like a million, right? You can get into data, you can get into the statistics, but the actual reason is because we watch people's faces because of our fight or flight response. That's the actual reason. That's the scientific reason.
Oh, I see.
We tend to watch faces more because we are afraid of getting run down and eaten by the saber-toothed tiger. That's really the reason. And when you see people's faces on video, some part of your lizard brain can actually distinguish whether that person is in person or whether they're in a little box called the computer. So we tend to keep watching them.
You know what? I realized we didn't repeat the question to them, so they're probably so confused as to like, what do you mean, like, why? Why are we confused? What's eating us?
Why video?
Yeah, so our question was why video?
And I don't know. I feel like we've done that one like 5 times. We must just keep putting it in there because it's one of our most frequently asked. People are like, oh, so should I be doing video? Why should I be doing video? What is it? We're like, all right. But yeah.
Absolutely.
That's why. Don't get eaten. But your brain doesn't know you're not going to get eaten. So you keep watching the video, which honestly is kind of a surefire way to market things, because that's probably not going to change. It's going to take us a long time to evolve out of that one.
I agree.
There you go.
And you know, these lizard people conspires.
Oh, the lizard people.
The lizard people.
I was actually, Yeah. Sure. I'm feeling the tequila now. Oh, look, it already made me red. See, I don't have to worry because it's going to cover up the actual red when it starts to happen.
We love cover-ups.
We love concealers. Didn't you pick one?
Did I? No, I put it back in the bowl.
Oh, what? Did you see what it was?
I backwashed our question.
So gross.
No, but I did put it back. I didn't look at it yet.
Oh.
Okay. Our question is, what's a drop-off rate?
Oh, I know.
Erin, hit him with the answer.
It's the second, time-wise, on the timeline at which people stop watching your video.
Correct. So, what is a drop-off rate and why does it matter?
Mm-hmm.
So, like she said, the drop-off rate is the moment of time in which people are watching a video and they exit the video. Why that's important to consider is because there are many points in the video where you have to look at where you went wrong or like what didn't grab people's attention.
Mm-hmm.
Going back to our previous conversation about video attention is split up between your intro or like your teaser, that's normally like 3 seconds in, the post teaser, that's 3 to 7 seconds in, and then the following content, that's after the see more and follows through 10 seconds ish till the end of the video.
Mm-hmm.
So it's important to look at the drop off rate. Number one, because once you have 3 gates to pass through. Number one, and you really need to figure out where you went wrong. Maybe your teasers are just really bad. Maybe people.
Maybe you just suck. No, I'm kidding. Sorry.
Maybe people want a song to like bring them in, and like you didn't include music. Maybe you have like a header at the beginning of your videos that aren't really exciting and like not really capturing people.
Mm-hmm.
Another one that's less obvious but equally important is a lot of people transcribe their videos. A lot of people now are putting their text in their videos
Mm-hmm.
for accessibility, and those people scrolling, they might not hear your video. They might have their sound off. They might be, like in the bathroom trying to keep it low key.
Or at work. No one does that.
And
I'm such a delinquent. No one does that.
And you know what I mean? So like that being said, people really try to make their text look interesting
Mm-hmm.
in case it just so happens to pass through someone's eye. And they're like, wait a minute, what? You know what I mean? Let me turn my sound on. And then get into like the video, capture them within that 3 to 7 second range. And that's how you do that.
Mm-hmm.
So after the initial like gates that you need for your video, the drop-off rate is important because after 10 seconds, you could pretty much bank on it being really boring to the point where they just dropped off. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Or the content was super uninteresting, so they were like, okay, I'm done. Or even like if you have like a show like ours and maybe people just find the interactions awkward between
Mm-hmm.
the guests and the host or the co-host, and they're like, this is like a really strange thing. I'm not learning enough. It's a very awkward thing to watch. I'm good. We're going to pass.
What's the most awkward thing I could do to you right now that would make people stop watching?
Honestly, I have no idea and I'm scared.
No, kidding.
And indeed. So that's why it's important to think about the drop-off rate when it comes to video.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really something that you guys need to watch in 4 stages: the 3-second intro stage, the 3 to 7 seconds, the 7 to 10 seconds,
Mm-hmm.
and the 10 seconds to end a video.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can construct your content accordingly.
I'm really proud of myself that I'm just now doing this. We got these potato wedges from Jimmy E's Bar and Grill like a while ago, and they're sitting here. I tried really hard not to eat them on air, but I'm going to eat them now. They're amazing. Cheers.
Oh my God. No.
They are that good though.
They are. You
They
guys
are that
should go to
good.
Jimmy E's. I mean,
So indoor dining's open.
indoor dining at Jimmy E's is open.
Indoor dining is open. I saw people there today dining indoors, and it was pretty cool. It made me happy.
We have
Yeah.
a question.
We do.
We do. So the question is, how long does it take for you to recognize the drop-off rate?
Oh, that's a you question.
That is a me question.
Mhm.
So you could look at it at your first data review.
But it's not really going to do much for you because there's not enough data to
Right.
review.
So you normally want to keep a bank of about 3 videos and then look at the drop-off rates, because unless it's like a super obvious thing, like, yeah, people didn't like it at this point.
No one watched it at all.
Yeah. Then you probably, but if it does give you that stat when you look at your things about like video retention, there's a graph and it skews in a way. And what will happen is that there will be a point on the skew where I go in and I adjust the settings to like really get a fine tune on the point. And that point will give me a second. And then that second is where I put in the report. People drop off at like 5 seconds. People drop off at like 10 seconds.
Hi, Antoinette.
Other question is, do we offer suggestions on how to redo a video?
How to redo a video?
Yes.
I wouldn't necessarily redo a video. I would create a new one. If you're going to go to all of the time to re-edit something, that if it didn't work, okay, so ultimately, like, if it doesn't work so hard that you feel like you need to redo it, I wouldn't redo it. Yeah. I would take the information that you already know and go shoot a new one. Editing just takes so much longer than most people think that it does. And part of it is getting it right? So part of it is creating something that people will watch. And a lot of the time, like, you can learn from your mistakes. It's just, I wouldn't necessarily, I just wouldn't necessarily take that and try to remake it. If you have the footage from that video and you think it's really great footage, like really great B-roll of something, then I would maybe go in and shoot an interview. And if you can use that B-roll in that piece, on top of that interview, then that's one way to repurpose the footage.
I think another great way to repurpose it is to take the sections of the videos that do work, add it to new videos, and make like an intro with it. You know what I mean? Make an intro.
That's a good idea, or an outro. You could also do, provided, or it depends, I guess, on what the video was. But if it wasn't an interview and it was just, see, that's a tricky one because it's hard to know sometimes. Like, for instance, we do a lot of restaurants, right? If you were shooting a video on a specific dish being made, like, there's things you can know after a while as to, what did well and what didn't. But maybe that dish just isn't great. Yeah, like, it's just not something people want to keep seeing. So
yeah, like we were having this conversation today about how we have a client who does really well with red meats and really well with cheeses, nacho cheese, cheddar cheese, bright yellow cheeses, and so like, we wouldn't tell them remake the video. We would just tell them, keep the elements, but next time highlight that point that people are looking for. You know what I mean?
And also kind of realizing, like, what does well and why, and being ready to adjust or being willing to adjust rather than, like, keep beating a dead horse. I hate that saying, but it's kind of true. One of our clients we were just talking to, the beer is not doing well on Instagram. It's just not doing well. The cocktails are doing really well, things with bright colors, but beer is not. Although they are, like, right, they do serve a lot of beer. Yeah. It's like a big seller. It's just that it doesn't do great on Instagram. So pivot, so focus on what does do well. Don't try to keep pushing something that isn't working. So
yeah. While we're on that tangent, do you want to talk with the people about, like, why do you think something like beer, which is so popular with people, which is such a big seller, why it would not do well?
I was talking to the client about this because and it was actually his idea, but I had thought that this might be a possibility too. I wonder if it's because they are not a brewery.
Yeah.
Right? They're a restaurant, a bar that serves beer. And because of that, it's not something that people are really focusing on. Nobody's going to be following them because they want tips on brewing, right? It's not that they don't brew. They do. They actually have their own, like, signature IPA, but they are not that's not the main focus of the business. So, hi, Craig. So it kind of makes sense to me from that perspective that the beer is not going to do as well as some of the other things. That's just a guess, but I think it's probably accurate.
Yeah, and another thing I think about too is like we were talking about the brightness of the drinks, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it is something to do with they're just so dark, they don't capture the light, and when things don't capture light well, they don't meet your eyes. Yep. And so when you're scrolling through things and things are kind of being passed along as you're scrolling through, and nothing like reaches your eyes, or like nothing catches the frame of your sight. Mm-hmm. It gets so overlooked, mm-hmm. especially because it's difficult to differentiate. Like if I was in a restaurant and I took a picture of my beer like right here on my phone and like put that on my restaurant's page, I have no way to differentiate that shot from a buddy of mine who's like drinking a beer in their backyard with a fam at a barbecue.
The background may or may not be different. Nothing about the shot it doesn't say anything about the restaurant necessarily.
Yeah, all you're really saying is we got beer in this piece. Yeah. But like you could have beer in literally any other piece.
And this is something we should do at Tequila Tuesday on actually is just what's a differentiator and how do you recognize a differentiator in your business, because that's something that I just had to do getting SBE certified too. Yeah. With the state was like figuring out what your differentiators are and listing them in a document, right? Like listing them for the government, basically for entities that want to work with you. What makes me special? What makes my business different? Why should you work with us? And it's the same in marketing. What's the differentiator, right? So, and it kind of trickles down all the way into the individual pieces of content. Like what makes this special? Why do we want to look at this? What's signature about this frame, this picture that is going to make people watch, right? And keep watching. Right. Extend the drop off rate.
And you know what? An example that comes to my mind is nonprofits. Mm-hmm. To that point, you know what I mean? We're talking about like what makes people different. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about like nonprofits for an example. Mm-hmm. Nonprofits and charities, they help people in a million ways. They do a million things. But if I was like a women's shelter, women help women doing women things all the time. Mm-hmm. Like what is that pushing boundary factor that's really separating you? Yeah. And you know what? Like I told a client who asked me for a consultation, I was like, well, you have to share your most tugging of stories. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, it's not enough to be like, yeah, well, this woman came to the shelter. She was on alcohol. We helped her get better. And now she's a good influence. Like, it's like, no, like she had to be on the verge of losing her kids. She had to look like a rat before she came in.
That's horrible.
You know what I mean? Because like, you have to be intense about these stories. Otherwise, it just sounds like something people do that happens like very regularly. And like,
I don't know if I'd go that far. I don't know if I'd go that far. That's a lot. But there is like from a dramatic standpoint, right? Mm-hmm. When you're writing or you're doing anything that is narrative, right? You're creating anything narrative. There's always the stakes have to be as high as possible. Right. And whether it's comedic or dramatic, right? That's what makes comedy funny, honestly, is that the stakes are unbelievably high, right? It becomes ridiculous. Yeah. The person's reaction in reaction to whatever just happened is comical. That's what makes comedy. So the same thing applies to marketing though, is, a lot of the time it's kind of it's the outlier stories that do the best. It's the outlier stories that differentiate you. So you're always looking for that. That's something it's kind of hammered into us.
Yeah, for sure. We're always looking for the most dramatic things possible.
We're getting overtime.
We're getting overtime. Mm-hmm. Phenomenal. Well, that was our Tequila Tuesdays.
I have sparkles coming off of my cheeks. The filter's really.
I promise she's not high.
How do you know that?
Oh.
I'm not.
But we could be.
Bye.
See you guys next week.